Welcome back to At the Half. Game 1 of the NBA Finals, and the Celtics lead the Rockets by 2 points, 61-59. Of course, I'm back with Billy Cunningham and Hubie Brown. I guess Hubie, with a record like the Knicks had, I'd wear a disguise too.
It's for the tear stains over 2 years on the cheeks.
Hubie, what about Akeem Olajuwon? He's been a monster here in the first half of the Rockets.
Well, it's great for any young player out there because he's showing a multitude of moves. It's just not relying on one fact. Plus, he's on the offensive boards, and no one can block him out one-on-one.
What about the Celtics, Billy? Do you see them coming to life a little bit after you made your observation that they were out of sync?
Brent, I saw spurts here and there of the Celtics defensively, getting out in transition. Did not see that consistently, and I'm sure they're looking for a strong third period.
Billy and Hubie, let me update a couple of sports stories. First of all, the Indianapolis 500 not run today, and it's unlikely that they will be able to run. It was postponed yesterday, of course. They are meeting now behind closed doors, determining the fate of the race. Back to our basketball news. There could be a coaching change with the Portland Trail Blazers. Jack Ramsey may be out. Now, I say maybe. He has a year left on his contract, but the Trail Blazers are actively seeking another coach. Ramsey obviously is not going to quit. If they fire him, well, Jack would be hired by another team, I think. But Billy Cunningham, you played for him. Is Jack Ramsey over the hill as an NBA coach?
Well, he is as competitive a man as I know of. I played 11 years in the NBA, played under 5 coaches. Jack Ramsey was number 1 in my eyes.
Hubie, what do you think about the Trailblazer situation?
Well, you know, if the rumors are true, Brent, they've definitely talked to people at the college level as well as the pros. Unfortunately for them, they have not gotten the right person, or maybe something would have happened. The sad thing about this is that management must feel then that their team is every bit as good as Houston or L.A. Otherwise, why would you be doing this? And I think that next year, what you are doing is you're compounding a situation, because if the coach returns and all of the players return, well, boy, that's pretty difficult to get fine harmony.
All right, Hubie and Billy, we're going to come back in a moment. We're going to have our CBS Player and Coach of the Year, and Billy Cunningham and Hubie Brown will explore the Rockets and the Celtics after these messages from your local station.
Tonight, can Scarecrow and Mrs. King stop a second American Revolution?
So much has breathed in your history.
And on Kate and Alley.
Guess who's coming to dinner?
It's the surprise of a lifetime. Then on Newhart.
We heard about your impending nuptials.
What could go wrong when Dick and Joanna restate their vows?
I'm not sure, but I think that's bigamy. What the heck?
And on an all-new Cagney and Lacey, the shocking murder of a fellow police officer triggers a wave of panic and fear.
Snipers in the street await us. When am I going to feel safe again?
Tonight.
This is CBS.
You never know when you might find yourself in this situation.
Sir, you're under arrest for driving while intoxicated.
When the jail doors close on you, make your one phone call count.
I'm Janet Stockard, and I'm on call to represent you in criminal cases. I serve my clients if they qualify by obtaining their prompt release from jail for DWI and other offenses covered by the Hobby Rule. The charge for this service is also the retainer for handling the case in court and is payable at the time of release.
There's no better way to bring your car in for an oil change than by driving into Quick Lube. You just pull in.
Okay, everybody down. Hi, full service oil change.
And almost immediately we start draining your crankcase, putting on a new oil filter, and changing your oil.
Out with the bad oil, in with the good oil.
We'll also lubricate your car, check your fluid levels, vacuum your interior, and more.
Did you get the windshield? Why, is there one missing?
All in just 10 minutes while you wait.
Finished. Everybody back on top.
So remember Quick Lube, then be on your way.
After 2 years on the road to perfection, the bikes the U.S. cycling team rode to the gold in the last Olympics are now street legal. Raleigh Technium USA. Our aerospace aluminum technology makes Technium the strongest, lightest bicycles Raleigh has ever given the world. They're also the quickest. So see your Raleigh dealer now, because they're going to go fast.
Raleigh bikes for the whole family are available exclusively at Cothran's Bike Shops.
Nelson Robinson at 5, 6, and 10 only on Channel 7 News.
Welcome back to the Boston Garden. Game 1 of the NBA Finals with the Celtics leading the Rockets by 2 points. And I'm with Billy Cunningham and Hubie Brown. Hubie, let's get right to it. You like the Rockets. You think they can win this championship series, and I'm surprised.
Well, I think that any time that you tell me that I can match up on the boards, in shot blocking, in team speed, well, then all I have to do with my ball club is get them the shots that they can make, and understand that we don't need 2 guys to carry us. We need 3 players to get the points and cement. I think that's what the Celtics have in an overall 7-game series, and the experience. But I like what they're doing in the low post game. I just wish that their perimeter game was a little bit more effective.
Billy, see, you disagree with that. You go the other way.
After watching the Celtics play against Milwaukee, I felt they even had another level they could reach as a team. And they're going to have to reach that level against this Houston team. But they had a successful first half, getting Sampson and Olajuwon with 3 fouls, and I'm sure that was the goal of Casey Jones.
Hubie, Bill Fitch was a coach here with the Celtics. Does that help him in preparation?
Well, I think that might be overrated. I really do. But at crunch time, if you're getting down to a particular play, he knows the idiosyncrasies, the favorite moves, the place where the key player might want to catch the ball. That only in that effect.
What'd you see with the Lakers, Billy? What happened to them, and where do they go from now?
You know, Brent, there was something missing, an intangible, that everything they did was such hard work. There were no easy baskets. They didn't flow. They can recapture that next year.
All right, Billy and Hubie, I want to get your thoughts on our Miller Lite CBS Player and Coach of the Year. We'll find out who the gentlemen are who we're going to honor this year, as voted on by our CBS sportscasters and our CBS producers. And here to do the honors for us is Kevin Wolf of Miller.
Miller Lite is proud to present these awards benefiting the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. The NBA Player of the Year, as selected by CBS Sports, is Larry Bird of the Boston Celtics. This is the 3rd straight year that Larry has won this award, and during the regular season, this superstar ranked among league leaders in scoring, rebounding, steals, three-point shooting, and free throw percentage. In addition to this trophy, Larry, Miller Brewing Company will make a contribution in your name in the amount of $5,000 to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. Congratulations.
Thank you, Kevin. I would like to thank CBS Sports and Miller Lite for this award, and I am thrilled to win it for the 3rd straight time. I am glad to be involved in the fight against multiple sclerosis.
Best of luck to you, Larry. The NBA Coach of the Year is Mike Fratello of the Atlanta Hawks. In just 3 seasons, Fratello has transformed the youthful Hawks into a league power. This year, Atlanta won 50 games and extended Boston in the playoffs. Mike, in addition to this trophy, Miller Lite will make a $5,000 donation to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society in your name. Congratulations.
Thank you, Kevin. My sincere thanks to Miller Lite and CBS for presenting the award. To win this award, there are many people involved. My owner, Ted Turner, our president, Mike Guerin, our general manager, Stan Kasten. My thanks for giving me the opportunity to coach this team and helping to put it together. My staff, Brendan Sir, Willis Reed, Ron Rothstein, Joe O'Toole. My thanks for a job well done this year. And last but not least, the 12 people that wore the Hawks uniform this year, our team. You did a great job. Thank you.
Well, Hubie, did you teach Mike all he knows when he was your assistant coach?
No, listen, Michael made a heavy contribution in Atlanta and in New York for me, but I'm happy for Michael, his team, and most of all, I'm really happy for the fans in Atlanta.
Billy, big surprise that Larry Bird was the MVP.
Wasn't it a shock? I wonder who he's going to thank next year when he wins it for the 4th straight time.
Let's take a look down the road, the second half of this game now, Billy. We've got the Celtics and the Rockets. It's been tight all the way. Some foul problems brewing perhaps for the Rockets. What do you see in the second half?
A couple things. The Celtics have to do a better job against Hakeem down low in the low post. First period they did it. They have to make sure they're in sync. It seemed like they were trying to force him to the middle, but they gave up the baseline too often to Hakeem.
Hubie?
Well, I think what we look for is every time the ball goes into Sampson or Olajuwon, Larry Bird is running and leaving Rodney McRae. The Rockets, in order to take off the pressure, if they catch McRae on a backdoor move to the basket, or Rodney McRae gets on the offensive board, he can become a pivotal man in the series.
You sound the same despite the disguise. Thanks for Billy and Hubie, thanks for dropping by. Coming up, it'll be the second half. Game 1 of the NBA Final. Dick Stockton and Tommy Heinsohn will be right back after this.
Nothing much changes in Waukeeta, Oklahoma, even when Conoco, DuPont's energy subsidiary, comes to explore for oil. Because we invented a remarkable way to search for oil by gently shaking the ground and recording the sound waves that echo back, a method that lets us go about our business without interfering in anyone else's. So DuPont or not, nothing changes in Waukeeta. Well, almost nothing. DuPont, better things for better living.
Okay, you guys, you've been loafing long enough. It's time to shape up. May is National Physical Fitness and Sports Month, so get going and get fit. And it doesn't matter how young you are or how old you are, any age or any size. Shape Up America, Exercise. This is the time to start. There are people in your community who can help. Look for special events and take part. I do.
For information, contact schools, recreation departments, and WISE in your area.
If you don't get out of my way, there's a couple of ways I can handle this. I can go around you, I can go through you, or I can just do what I do best.
Basketball by Barkley. Shoes by Nike.
Excuse me. What would you say if you could make more out-of-state calls for the same amount of money? Even during business hours?
Well...
Trained specialists, there when you need them. What if the company offering you all this was AT&T?
That's a horse of a different color.
The new AT&T Pro America plan. 10% off for just $15 a month. And AT&T. Call 1-800-222-0400. AT&T. The right choice.
Live from Boston, CBS Sports coverage of the 1986 NBA Finals is sponsored by Miller Beer. Miller made the American way since 1855. Renault Jeep, official vehicles of the NBA. And by the over 1,400 Midas muffler and brake shops in America.
We have a 2-point game at halftime with the Celtics leading the Rockets, which have to be a surprise right off the top. And, Tommy, there doesn't seem to be a mystery in any game one, especially between teams that don't know each other that well. And I think that what you've seen is teams doing what they've been doing all year, basically.
I think the Celtics have been introduced to the new Akeem Olajuwon and the new Rockets. They now have to be very respectful of what the Rockets can produce, even without Ralph Sampson. I think the Rockets now know that they can really can step on the court and play with the Celtics. Very important factor for them in game one.
Twice they came back from 10-point deficits and to hang in there. Now both teams shot extremely well in the first half. Boston at 57%. Now the next one is awfully interesting because we've been talking about the huge front line, and the Celtics have outscored the Rockets by 11 on the front line. I know Olajuwon is 25, but Ralph Sampson has played 5.